Hello everyone, this is Migo Hunter, and today we have a Chimera Summer Bash Round 3 match between Poltergeist, aka Elegance in Action, versus Zeus Assassin. Poltergeist will be playing Phonon, actually decently popular character determinants, and Zeus Assassin will be playing the Jin. Looks like Zeus won the coin flip, and so he'll be going first. So this matchup, I think I might have played it once before. I'm not too sure. But I know that Jin does have a good time striking and drawing. So therefore, Phonon might be pressured here. If Jin gets in close to range 2 and starts just slamming attacks and drawing, then Phonon would not be able to take much advantage of her UA until she exceeds, of course. When she exceeds, she can gain +2 power when she spends a gauge, and close or retreat one before striking if the opponent didn't strike. So maybe exceed Phonon is the way to go. I'm not sure. In any case, um, I think this is probably a favorable match for Jin, as long as he doesn't take too many bad trades or get stunned out. Jin has good ways to handle zoning. He has guarded fireballs. 5 guard is pretty much can handle most of what Phonon can throw. And of course, there is Ice Fang to as a fireball to help close as well. Okay, looks like we see Jin turn 1 boosting lights. So lights +2 speed. Uh, so he is setting up for a Crystal Strike or Dive or Ice Blade. Crystal Strike notable for being 5 speed, so it is a faster dive. Oh, this is interesting. So Phonon actually choosing to play Respect to get into Jin's face to force him to strike or to make her draw cards. This is unusual. Usually you don't see Phonon going to melee unless she wants to brawl with normal. So maybe that's what she's going to plans to do. And at range 1, it does pretty much negate Jin's light boost. Well, not I won't say negates, but rather limits the effectiveness of +2 speed. So okay, Jin just prepping. So Phonon will be happy to draw the 2 cards. Wait. Okay, there we go. So Phonon will be happy to get the 2 cards. Looks like she's striking with something that's already in her hand, already planned out with +2 power. Jin is Jin gonna eat an 8 damage sweep to the face? Jin does not have a range 1 spike, so therefore Phonon does not have to worry about being stunned out. Nor does Jin's permafrost work here. Permafrost only works when you have more cards than the opponents. So Z is Assassin at the mercy of +2 power for Phonon. Is there some confusion here going on? Has he not? Maybe he doesn't know what respect does. I wonder if Zeus has played respect in any of his games um, when he played Aurier. Anyway, maybe a mistake here for Jin to pass turn probably. Now Phonon gets +2 power and a bunch of cards, so maybe Jin will dive out to avoid eating a bunch of damage. But of course, diving out would mean that essentially that his +2 speed went to waste because he won't be able to hit, obviously. If I were to guess, this is just a 8 power sweep by Phonon. Jin has no way to avoid this except by diving. Well, at least with +2 speed, will be able to hit pretty reliably, but he will get probably massively out-traded here. All right, Jin responding with. Okay, so he goes for the permafrost. Okay, interesting. So permafrost is not going to get a +2 power, but he will at least make a somewhat decent trade. 8 for 5, and Jin draws a card. It's not like the worst trade in the world. So permafrost not a bad idea here. Um, permafrost, draw one from permafrost before discard. If you follow the order of operations, permafrost draws one. There we go. All right, gets rid of cross. Not bad. Not a bad pull. So it's harder for Jin to get out the corner. And, yep. Okay, so I quite actually didn't mind that permafrost there at all, considering the circumstances that an 8 power sweep was coming. At least Jin was able to get 5 damage and card draw. Alright, let's see how this melee Phonon turns out. Eventually, if Phonon runs out of normals, it's going to be a bit awkward for her unless you change cards because a lot of her stuff is not really good at melee. In fact, the only thing that's fine at melee is pretty much suppressive. But otherwise, sliding, I guess sliding has enough guard to work, but it's you don't get the hit effects. So Phonon's melee is pretty bad without normals. Alright, Jin should probably strike here if he doesn't want to suffer the wrath of +2 powers. But unless he has a boost in mind that he wants to play. Yeah, folks, if you ever see a Phonon advance to range 1, just assume she has a sweep. Because sweeps on Phonon are so good. Okay, well, Zeus thinking about what he wants to do. They're tracking normals. Not a bad system. I've seen some players use counters like that. Jin at 6 cards does seem kind of stumped here. Jin has plenty of things to strike with at close range. So, there we go. That's what I like to see. Overhead for ignore armor and also add to gauge. So, guidance ascension. Oh, wait. Well, it's a bit too late for that. Uh, I don't know if. Well, I'll allow it just this once. Oh no, this is actually really bad. Guidance Essential will make this whiff, but at least Jin will get draw two. Let me just post a reminder. I'll let it go because well, looks like Zeus didn't pay attention to what she played. Well, I guess he already. Okay, so he spent the. Okay, so he seems like he announced it in voice chat, but spent the gauge. Okay. Okay. So that guided section a little bit awkward at range one, 6 speed only, actually working out here to push away the dual eye strike and make it miss. So actually a very good lucky interaction from poltergeist there. And now poltergeist striking with +1 power, I would assume, because the strike just happened last turn. Yeah, if Jin played a focus or a sweep or a DP or a grasp, this guidance ascension would not work out at all. But it did beat the dual eyes. Okay, Fall on playing the race 3 mix up. Ah, loses to defending on curve. Nicely done. The cheeky spike gets called out. And now it's Jin's turn. And Jin gets a gauge, which is precisely what you want. With a gauge, you can just draw two forever. As long as you keep hitting. It's now Jin's turn. Now at range 1. Does he have a plan here? Okay, sensible choice. Boosting armor guard at range 1 because spike is useless. However, Phonon. Oh, okay. Phonon just preps. Okay. Phonon could have struck with +2 power, but instead chose to prep. Didn't like her hand. I guess defending with Guidance Ascension does indicate that her hand was not good outside the sweep at range 1. Because surely you could have just defended with something like Grasp if you wanted the push. Alright, Jin now has an opportunity to strike and limit Phonon's UA. I actually do not know if this is a matchup where Jin likes to go for overdrive. Because you want to keep sustained aggression against Phonon if possible. However, maybe he can squeeze enough gauge for a Moon Song. Or an Ice Fang here and there if Phonon is retreating. to long range. Okay, Zeus choosing to prep, giving Photon another opportunity to strike with +2 power. Um, at least the Armor Guard will help Jin trade with Photon should she strike. Photon's boosts are mostly power boosts to help extend her range, but Resonance forces the opponent to strike or else it becomes lights, +2 speed. And she also has Blowback, which range 1, push 1 or 2 and strike can help her disengage and set up for long range. And she also has Mooniel, which is a really interesting boost. Reveal card hands and strike, and the printed power becomes the card's reveal card's printed power. So if she has a sweep or a dive, then Mooniel is actually really good to just give an attack an extra power, like suppressive, being able to hit 186, for example. It's really good. Both players taking some time to deliberate. Photon may consider creating some distance if she doesn't like her options here. Or just change cards as well. That is another option available to her. If you hear noises in the background, that's the dogs playing. They are running all over the place. What? Okay, she is wall swinging with +2 power. Uh, this is risky. She has stuff that impulsive frustration. Actually, guidance extension and impulsive frustration would miss. Tuning's fast satisfaction can hit, but it's under curve. So this is a risky wall swing here. That doesn't say much about the quality of her hand. Okay. Okay, so Jin just plays dual eyes. All right, fair. Well, Phonon gets a block off, a +2 power block. Block should go to Gauge. There we go. And yeah, that was an interesting interaction there. The push 2 maybe giving Phonon more options online. Because if she wasn't, with her 7 cards, not comfortable striking a range 1 of anything in her hand, I think it goes to show that she has a weak hand at range 1. Outside of that sweep, she had the sweep and not much else, it seems. Striking with +2 speed. Could this be a spike? Or a dive? Jin not spending for his UA. If Jin played a spike here, then Phonon could actually call it out with a cross or a 6 speed. Okay, so Jin did spend for after draw 2, so confident that he won't get stunned out, obviously, with plus 2 speed. Considering Phonon's... Hmm, will Phonon be brave enough to cross out if she thinks it's a spike? Well, one spike did drop from Jin, so this is probably just a dive. And if it's a dive, there's not much Phonon can do here, really. Other than block. Maybe she can wall swing her second block. Jin doesn't really have much at range 3 to speak of, except for Crystal Strike and an Ice Blade if he feels so inclined. So really, this is just likely just a normal. Well, suppressive restriction can work against dive. I mean, you get the after effect even if you don't hit. So not a terrible choice for her to play that. Because unless Jin has the second spike, it's probably not spike. You never know though. Plays EX Sliding Affliction. Not gonna do it. Um, at least only takes 4. But yeah, at 4 speed. No, that wasn't just that just wasn't gonna work. At 4 speed is not really it's not gonna contest anything that Jin's gonna play there. Well, I guess Photon was playing to prep anyway, so the EX wasn't so bad. EX for 1 armor and then just prep. Get better options at range 1. Okay, so that makes more sense why she UA wall swing. Even though I still didn't like it, but like, hey, UA strike with sliding affliction at range 1. It's kind of meh. I mean, it's 5 damage, but you don't get a hit effect, so yeah. Weird choice to defend with EX sliding affliction, but if she planned to prep anyway, then that's fine. Jin comfortably staying in melee for most of this game. If he keeps on striking, which he definitely can, then Phonon basically won't be able to use her UA much at all. A +1 power UA is significantly worse than a +2 power UA. Why? Because +2 power means that sweep can stun anything, while +1 power means that focus is always going to be the safe option to defend. I think Rose and Chica might be playing their match right now. Are they? Not yet. Alright, looks like Zeus is trying again. Is he gonna spend for after draw 2? No. Yes? Okay, he is. Good. Alright, so ignore armor after draw 2. Could be realistically anything at range 1. We know that he's down both dual ice. And on hit, it's gonna have to gauge, so that'll be good for him. Okay. Not a bad wall sync for Phonon considering she actually hits. She will hit for 2 damage. And She takes 4 in return. Yep. Uh, Overhead goes to Gage. There you go. And I think, did he draw 3? I'm not sure. I felt like he did. Okay. Yeah, I think he was at 4 cards when he set focus, so I think. Okay. Plays Come At Me. +3 power start turn, adds to Gage. Uh, Sort of a fancy key charge. And this incentivizes Jin to strike into her during this turn. Drops a suppressor restriction for it. Interesting. Suppressor restriction is low damage, but the after effect is so nice. And it's like a full board sweep shape, minus the damage. So likely Jin might pass turn here, unless could play Scorn. If he has Ice Blade, play Scorn into Cross or something. If he wants to not get hit by Phonon. The +3 power does modify ranges on some of her specials, obviously. Any power, Binding Beatitude, Servitude. A lot of her projectiles ranges are influenced by. Oh my. We'll draw. Okay, so Blaze Cool under pressure. We'll draw 3. Uh, okay, there we go. All right, we'll overdraw here, but can toss away any cards he does not wish to have at range 1. Toss away Grass, but he has another. Okay, so Come At Me will add to Gauge automatically. And what will Phonon do here? Maybe Exceed? Exceeding, I could see a possibility so that she can take advantage of her UA to get +2 power. +2 power, and also movement if the opponent doesn't strike last turn. Phone has a lot of gauge. I could say I should. I mean, exceeding. Why not? I don't see Phonon realistically playing her ultras, unless she can make some distance here. Phonon has plenty of gauge to spare, so spending 1 to exceed, I think, is certainly a prudent play, especially if he doesn't have anything better to do. If she wants to come back, she's 8 life down. If she wants to come back here, then spending gauge for +2 power is not a bad idea. Oh, okay, we will see a reading now. Okay, Zeus commenting about that. Okay, so we'll be reading a normal, probably a normal that we haven't seen yet. And will it succeed? Looks like it does. Reading block. Okay, an interesting reading, but gets the job done. I mean, it pushed Jin too, which is might be what Fona wanted. Wait, why did Fonon draw a card? Wait, wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, well, I guess the guidance extension would not hit at range 1 with additional power, so reading block and to get the push, not a terrible idea. Kind of low value though, unless Fonon can capitalize on this range. Not to mention Jin has ways to close assaults. Moon Song can also, if she has okay, Jin boosting the +2 speed, making it uncomfortable for Fonon to initiate anything here. Jin can simply play a dive in response, or an assault, a 7 speed assault. Though I think it is unlikely for Fonon to have a sweep here. She has been playing some awkward stuff in range 1. Doesn't look to me like she has a sweep. If she wanted to initiate an 8 damage sweep right now. Fonon, does she want to exceed here? I feel like he should. Um, Her ultras themselves are also 3 gauge and 2 gauge, respectively. So if you wanted to play your ultras, you don't need to be holding on to this much gauge. And if she really wanted to, she can use gauge as force to retreat. However, Jin has not played an Ice Fang yet, so Ice Fang a potent option if Jin wants to close. Okay, Photon chose to prep. She has a lot of resources, but is not being put to use, I think. Now, perfect time for Jin to strike here, if he so wishes. No, Jin just stacking on some stats. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So the next hit Jin will confirm is gonna do good damage. Hmm. Photon 14 cards left in deck. So a little more than halfway. Photon has 32 cards because she has 4 copies of Impulse of what is it? What's the card called? Tuning Satisfaction. Yes, yes, yes. She has 4 copies of that. Phonon can do a number of things here. She can take the move action, she can exceed. Okay, we see Phonon spend 2 force to retreat 2. Alright. Um, however, 5 range means Ice Blade can still hit, and Ice Fang can also hit. So maybe Phonon has a block here? Ooh, Pinpoint Strike. Jin spends 1 force to gain +1 power. You may advance retreat 1, gain advantage. Strike, and then he may spend for after draw 2, which he will. Nice. So this is probably an Ice Fang here. If he wants to catch cross, singular cross, then this is probably an Ice Fang. An Ice Fang to hit for 7 damage, close 1, 2, or 3, and gain advantage. Very big turn for Jin here. Phonon's in trouble. Unless Phonon just blocks, then maybe that's okay for her. Or she can use Binding Beatitude, which is a scuffed block, but it has 3 armor, so 3 armor is better than no armor. Actually, probably not a bad idea. Probably a poor idea because she does not get the after effect because she'll be stunned. The after effect allowing Binding Beatitude to return to hand. Oh, we do see the Binding Beatitude. Okay. Um, she will get stunned, however, because Ice Fang is hitting for 7. But Phonon only takes 4. Okay, and Jin will gain advantage. Can basically move wherever the hell he wants. He can close 3, he can even advance 1 if he so wishes. He does. Okay. Yep, pointing it out. Very big combat win for Jin, and can take his turn again. Interesting that she did not boost. Oh, looks like he's reshuffling to get his astral. Interesting that Jin did not, that Phonon did not boost Baroque Noise earlier, unless she did not have it until later. Baroque Noise is just like prep, but better. The only risk of Baroque Noise is that it can get teched, which maybe he did not want that. Anyway, Jin taking the reshuffle actually, I think it was a totally fine decision there. Get options back, because Jin was running low on cards. Get options back. Um, get at his astral, which basically is just burst. Burst is very good. Um, yeah, I think it's a perfect time to reshuffle there. Photon does have an opportunity, precious opportunity to strike a +2 power, but I don't think from how she's playing that she has good options in range 1. Alright. Photon striking plus 2 power. Alright, it is the plus 2 power focus. Oh shit, the focus should do 2 more damage, yes. There we go. Alright, Jin did play a focus in response, just betting that Phonon did not have second sweep. Because second sweep is the only thing that would stun focus. Phonon did win that trade, but she is still 10 life down. And Jin has burst. Um, this could be a very nasty turn for Jin. You could burst into Scorn, into Ignore Armor, into Violinize, or Pinpoint Strike into something to gain advantage. Jin with a lot of resources is terrifying. He can do a bunch of things on his turn. Are we going to see the burst? We will. Alright, this gets sealed. He draws 2, he takes another action. And then with his action, he will probably, in all likelihood, strike here. Maybe with a boost attached. Maybe he'll strike a preemptive. Maybe he'll strike with Ignore Armor, Pinpoint. But striking surely seems to be the way to go here. Especially if it leads to advantage, just in case Phonon is not dead in this exchange. No, actually just boosts Armor Guard. Kind of a bit of a slow play from Jin here. Though Armor Guard is still fine. If you want to. It does mitigate Phonon's plus 2 power, so I'm not opposed to it. Phonon boosts Superior. Immediately gets teched instantly. Superior, good boost, but it's on Cross. Cross is also a very safe and good normal. So Phonon no longer. I think does Phonon have both crosses down? I don't know. Looks like he's been tracking normals. Okay, maybe only one cross is down. If Phonon is afraid of. Okay, looks like she's initiating strike plus his power. Maybe she'll initiate second cross to just retreat to range 4. Doesn't seem terrible. And might be able to dodge whatever Jin is playing. Oh, that's game. Yep. Jin will defend through the 8 power sweep and retaliate with a sweep of his own for exactly 6 damage. Well played. Game 1 goes to Zeus's Jin. Poltergeist's Photon had some big hits, got some big hits in, but ultimately looked like floundered a lot of the time. Just not the wall swing UA and just being forced to retreat with force. I think Phonon probably should have tried to maintain some more range before actually going in, because going in a Phonon's good, but only if you have the normals to back it up. And looks like Poltergeist did not. Poltergeist had one sweep at the very start and looked to struggle at close range outside of that. And of course, Jin at range 1 or range 2 is perfectly happy. Perfectly happy. Alright, looks like, oh, Zeus made a selection quickly, it seems. But we will see what Poltergeist chooses in response. Zeus not able to pick Jin again, but Poltergeist is allowed to give Phonon a second shot if he so wants to. Alright, looks like Poltergeist switching to New 13, another zoner, though of a less explosive variety. New 13 has a lot of speed and a lot of range, but it's pretty expensive resource-wise because New has to spend the force to give her attacks extra range. Phonon has more damage, but New is better on defense and range. We'll see how this plays out. Zeus does pick Geef, but Geef does love, well, he loves being a range one, has to get in, but he can handle zoners decently. He has ways to get in. He has uh, jump in. He can cross in. He can banishing flat in with a critical. Banishing flat avoiding range attacks and allows him to close after to close two. So and even flying power bomb can work as well. It gives him stun immunity and closes two before. So Geef does have ways to get in if he so chooses. Oh, of course, Siberian Fortitude. Yeah. So Geef is probably totally fine dealing with zoners. As long as he can get in and make zoners pay. Once he gets in, zoners generally have weak specials to defend themselves at close range, and Phonon's no exception. Phonon's specials very awkward at close range. Other than Swords Dance is actually at range 2 is actually pretty nasty sometimes. I've seen it hit for 7 and draw a lot. But otherwise, it's really kind of lackluster. Sword Summoner really is just the shittiest grass possible. So that's why Phonon has things like counter assault, air dash, air dash before season 6 was a thing, and yeah, just her boosts do allow her to. I guess Luminous Slave is a very weird boost to make it so that her attacks with minimum range hits in melee, like Sickle Storm, Supra, Spike. But yeah, overall, New sucks in melee and does not have bonus power like Phonon to compensate in melee either. New 13 wants to keep range and then exceed to draw and make everything hits and make her just fly all over the place. I think New's exceed allows her to advance or retreat 3 if she hits, if I'm not mistaken. I do not remember actually. I have to check right now. Okay. Right. Her exceed allows have a hit effect that says you may advance 3. So her hit effect allows her to um give her hit effect basically allows her to escape from corners easily and create distance that way. And her overdrive kicker is what? Retreat 1. Alright, looks like Phonon, I mean, New, just mashing Sickle Storm turn 1 makes sense. I think it's a totally sensible turn 1 reveal. Very safe. Only hits for 4, but gets the push 2, which is what she wants. Zangief may choose to spend force to negate damage if he wants. If Zangief crosses into range 3, Fauna can play the range 3 mix-up, but otherwise will not be able to do much. I guess she can play Super Rage to push 1. On curve push 1. It's not too bad. But yeah, I think, yeah, because Fauna hasn't, I mean, stop saying getting name wrong. Stop getting names wrong. New has a notable blind spot at range 3, 2, 1 because she gained her minimum range adds +3 when she spends a force. So range 1 attacks will hit at range 4, 4 to 5. So therefore, range 3 pretty bad for her. Zangief probably can just prep here if he doesn't have a cross to come in. Oh, interesting. Plays Siberian Fortitude for +2 armor and close 2. Spends from Gauge as well. Don't know if this is good for him because he's not able to. He loses a Gauge to crits. Gauge is precious for Zangief to crits and get his range 1 attacks plus 1 power plus 1 speed. So I don't know if I approve of him spending from Gauge as force. And the +2 armor might not be able to help him if Nu decides to use her UA and then grasp him. Oh, Nu just preps. Okay, okay. Giving Zangief an opportunity. Zangief boosts to range 3, which is not as good as range 1, but still fine. With 2 armor, could play Banishing Flats, Assault, or you could just play this full suite of range 3 normals. But Zangief doesn't. Does Zangief have much of range 3? No, he does not. It's really just Banishing Flat, and that's it for range 3. Alright, Phonon will have to contend without using her UA. Alright, Phonon thinking about her turn here. Could just play a range 3 mix-up if she wanted to. Assault, Dive, Spike. Maybe spend Force to create distance. Aerial Backflip, a good boost to have. Aerial Backflip, she could take advantage right now at range 3. Phonon choosing to boost defend here. Hmm. What does that help? I guess it helps if Geef is going to initiate assault. If Geef initiates assault, she'll have enough armor guard to not get stunned and respond with something else. Maybe even her own assaults. Or Super Rage, actually. Okay, Geef inching closer. One turn at a time. No Geef at range 2. If we're not initiating very fast here, is it just a cross? Or even Super Rage? Oh no. Well, it's a sword dance. This is going to hurt. Well, not hurt that much. Depends how much force she spends. Right now, she's only doing 1 damage. Only doing 1 damage right now. Um, Geef is already stunned, so unless she wants more damage, she doesn't have to spend more force. Maybe if she has Ultra, might be worth cashing in for +2 power. Looks like it likes to just take the combat win and not spend any force, which is fine. Got a full hand now. You're 1 away from overdrive. Oh, well, that was the fastest tech ever. Super armor, +1 power, stun immunity, gets teched immediately. A good boost since it gains gauge as an after, as long as you were hits. It also denies the +1 power and stun immunity, of course. Okay, looks like Zangief boosted jump in to go to range 1 and draw 3 cards. Or is it 4 cards? Actually, I walked away. I didn't check. Jump in such an amazing boost. It's actually worth 4 force because draw 3 and move 1. Well, I think he did. He drew 4 cards. Yeah, Zangief had a 4-card hand, and then he spent jump in and then drew 4. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks. So Zangief has a full hand at range 1, which is great. Needs 1 gauge though. Needs 1 gauge. And Phonon is 1 away from overdrive, so I think Phonon is doing well here. Assuming she does not. Okay, counter assaults. Spends 2 force to push 3 and draw 2. Discards assaults and something else from hand probably. So that she won't overdraw. Thinking hard what she wants to pitch. Okay, pitches away focus. Okay. Toss away the focus. I guess interesting choice there. I don't know if I like that because if Zangief moved back to range 1 again, focus is important to have. Unless, of course, Zangief plays spinning pile driver. That's always a thing. But Phonon creates some distance. And Zangief gets right back in. So, same game states. Same game state already. News hand size and Zangief's hand size unchanged. I'll bit my tongue there. Ugh. Sadly, Phonon, I mean, Nude does not have blowback, so can't push and strike and create distance. Maybe Phonon can air dash if she wants to. Go to range 3, advance past Geef, get some distance and spaces to retreat. Oh, snap. That's an EX attack. Could this be an EX sweep? Maybe EX Super Rage would be funny, but does work if. Or EX Sword Summoner, even? Hmm. There's actually a lot of things this could be. EX Spike Chaser, if a new feels frisky. 164, retreat 2 after. My guess is that it's either an EX sweep or an awkward new special that trying to EX to make it playable. Oh, well, that's an EX sweep. Geef does not call it out correctly. Takes 7 and then we'll discard a card at random. Oh, has the focus too. Uh, kind of a mistake there not to play focus. But at the same time, if his read was that Phonon was playing EX Spike Chaser, then EX Spike Chaser would dodge focus. So I guess it is, unless he was considering EX Spike Chaser. That's an interesting dilemma there. Well, Geef does finally get the gauge, at the very least. But already taken 8 damage, and Photon has new has 3 gauge. Is it too little, too late? New chooses to prep his stuff, immediately overdriving. Interesting choice. I'm not sure. Okay. Zangief boosting Thick Skinned, +2 armor. If you were hit, add discard a gauge. So this basically gives Zangief a weaker version of super armor. Alright, Phonon having another. Oh, Phonon did have the EX Spike Chaser. That's funny. And it draws 3. So Phonon keeps pushing Zangief, much to his chagrin. But don't worry, Zangief just needs one cross and he's back in, baby. Oh, or he can play that. He will discard down 1, but Zangief going to range 3 is not bad at all. If Zangief has something like an EX Assault, he should be fine here. Tosses away to cross. Um, Interesting. Why didn't he? Did he? Oh, maybe he just drew it from jump in. Okay. We see new taking advantage of aerial backflip to retreat 2 and strike. New has 3 gauge. If she feels risky, she could play a Legacy Edge. No, she ran out of those. Okay, never mind. She'll just strike for UA. Yep. Yep. Spend a force. Looks like not. Well, I guess if she hits, she'll have 3 gauge for overdrive. Well, wait for. Oh, well, it looks like Zangief already set his card before Nu did, and he crits banishing flats in response. Okay, makes sense. So, bash crit, banishing flat, a good response to zoners. You get the close, you miss, but that's okay. And Zangief at range 3, he can assault into some nonsense here. No, it's not a technically. It's a it's a fact that you would not hit. Zangief here, if I have assault, I would mash it. And once I mash assault into range 1, I'm gonna crit strike. I think that's the way to go here. Phonon dropped EX sweep, so that's even less ways for her to defend herself in range 1. Could make her suffer. Hopefully Zangief does have an assault here. I think he must have drawn one by now. He must have. Oh, we see a reading. The reading is unsuccessful. Block, focus, Sickle Storm, Sword Dance, Calamity Sword. Good news is that Phonon does, I mean, new. New. Good thing is that New does not have enough gauge to play Calamity Sword. So, that's good. But the reading whiffs. I think the reading was probably something like Dive or Spike or Assault. And Zangief playing an Assault of his own, probably. New, probably, depending on what was the reading called? What was the reading? I'm just curious now. Okay, Cross makes sense as well. Cross will miss, doesn't do anything for her here. This Cross is a safe reading, so Zangief can basically throw out a Rage 3 mix-up. And Ino's most likely just an Assault, if I were to guess. Assault just seems so good here. Yes, it is Assault. The Sickle Storm will not do it. Sickle Storm would call out a Spike or a Sweep, but a bit, but not, didn't work for him there. Alright, we see Zangief immediately crit strike. Yes, that is how you do it. And now Phonon has to guess. Phonon while swinging doesn't want to guess. Phonon while swinging Super Rage will not do anything. And Zangief crit flying Powerbomb in range 1 is very safe here. Yep, just takes 7 to the face. Alright, and Zangief is in the zone. Phonon had a Focus, Block, Calamity Sword, and what's the last one? I actually don't remember the last one. Zangief could keep pressing the assault here while he can, since he is in his optimal range. Crit striking and ball swinging might actually not be a bad idea either. Zangief does have Banishing Flat and Spike that whiffs in range 1. But if he doesn't wall swing those, he should be okay. Parry? See a parry, a block. Okay. Doesn't want Phonon to... Okay, Fauna just continues to prep. All right, we see the crit strike here from hand. Phonon new, new. Oh, place the sword summoner. We'll do two, but in response we'll take seven. Uh, Perhaps trying to call out a spinning pile driver there, but to no success. New maybe should be trying to exceed now to get out of this position, out of this corner position. Okay, but we've seen air dash. That also works. Air dash to advance three. Get out of there. Zangief did drop two flying power bombs, so he lost a couple of close two options. However, Zangief does have another assault somewhere, I think. I'm not positive. Wait, they're tracking normals. These players can help me. Okay, Zangief has an assault somewhere, so. Zangief choosing the reshuffle. Interesting. Might give Phonon enough time to run away with this game, actually. Assuming she plays the cards right. She also has enough gauge for a Calamity Sword. The Calamity Sword actually, as amazing as this card is, still trades with sweep, which not something you want. Not something you want for your down life. New down both aerial backflips. Can't retreat two and strike. We'll have to think of something else to do. Maybe overdrive and discard one card at the end of her turn is something that she could definitely do. Her overdrive gives her immense range for free and allows her to retreat one at the start of her turn. And also has that hit effect, which allows her to advance three on hits. Okay, looks like Phonon is reshuffling as well and getting her overdrive. So he does have enough gauge to play Sword of Destruction. And it's 113.5. And it's a hit effect, so notably, the reason why this is a hit effect is because Phonon's overdrive allows her to, on hit, advance three. And then since she chooses the order of hit effects, she can advance three into the opponent's face and also hit them for 13 damage. Of course, that requires 6 gauge for her to do so, but hey. It's flashy, it's big, and can be played outside of range 1, assuming she uses her overdrive. I don't think she can land it outside of range 1, except for overdrive. I think her overdrive is the only way for Sword of Destruction to get the bonus power. Okay, we see a parry come out from New. Perhaps, I'm not sure what the parry call was. But it gives her some good hand info. Spike, assault, double lariat. Okay, banishing flat, okay. Spike, assault, lariats, buster, pile driver, okay. So, Zangief's assault is known. And this hand is pretty soft to, what is it, that card? Calamity Sword. And if Zangief moves to range 1, he's actually vulnerable to Sword of Destruction unless Zangief crits. Actually, Zangief could crits, uh, what was his hand again? I don't think Zangief had anything faster than, Zangief crits. Oh, wait. I think his hand was an Ultra Atomic Buster, Lariats, Buster, Lariat, Pile Driver, and an unknown card. Unknown card now. So, oh my god, will Fauna just go for it? Will she take that risk and just play Sword of Destruction, hoping that Zangief's top deck or wall swing won't save him? Maybe that's too risky. I just want to see new land her Astral just for the hype value. I feel like Poltergeist is thinking about it. I feel like he's seriously considering it. Oh, never mind. We see New playing Air Dash. Boo! Not playing Sword of Destruction. Alright, looks like Zangief found his cross. Moves to range 2. Doesn't want to eat Sword of Destruction. Alright, phone on. New! Striking here. But with what? Zangief could play double lariats as a focus like if he doesn't expect to be spiked. Okay, do see the double lariat. Um, will not be stunned out by the sword dance. Alright, double lariat gets the crit effect of move 1 or 2. New gets to spend for power. Zangief maybe going to move to range 1 and then on his turn crit spinning pile driver. New can even spend her astral for 2 force if she so wants to. Maybe worth doing. Meanwhile, looks like Roses and Chica's games going on right now. Uh, okay, that's one force. This is good. Poke him for two. Okay. Gets it back for five, and Zangief will close to range one on his turn. Alright, Zangief's turn. Spinning pile driver time. I think Zangief is spinning pile driver and two unknown cards. Oh no, man, he hit the ultra. Okay. Plus one power stun immunity. Has a stun immune spinning pile driver. Kind of nasty. However, does Nu just go for the big sword? Does she dare? Okay, she just takes it. Okay, Geef just preps. And then Nu moving to range 3. Still hasn't overdrive once this game, just sitting at 4 gauge. Hopefully Nu has a plan to spend it. Don't let the gauge go to waste. Oh, okay, so +2 armor. Drops a grasp. And an atomic suplex. I feel like, man, could Nu get away with sword destruction? I feel like Zangief is dropping fast options like flies. Dropping cross, dropping grass, dropping atomic suplex. Either he's left himself open for. He dropped assault earlier as well. 6 speed assault, range 1. So either Zangief is trying to set Nu up to fail, or Zangief is setting himself up to fail. I hope for Zangief's sake that he has something fast when he crits. Or else he could just randomly hit 13 and not be happy. Come on, Nu. Do something. Counter assaults, you do have the force. Burst if you feel not confident landing your ultra. Um, actually, burst is not the right call here. Probably the best call here is to play counter assault if you have it, or just maybe boost lights if you want to land sword destruction. Nu is certainly thinking about landing it. That's why I would like to think that she's holding on to gauge and deliberating for a while. Because 30 damage is a big swing. Assuming Geef does not block it. However, Geef did reshuffle. Geef could get back things like Flying Powerbomb for 173 close to stun immune. And kill Nu, because Nu's at 7 HP. So I guess Geef does not have to outspeed her. He can just tank Sword of Destruction to the face with a stun immune attack and hit back. That's not a bad idea at all. Poltergeist really thinking here. Okay, we see a reading. This is most likely just Sword of Destruction. Oh, wait. Geef's hand loses to Sword of Destruction. Oh, goodness me. Does he dare crit wall swing? Oh, goodness me. No, this does not work. Oh, what? That wasn't Sword of Destruction? Oh my goodness. What is going on? I guess New tried to bait out a fast. What? New tried to bait out a fast option from Geef, and then lost to crit double lariat because clearly Zeus did not care about a 13 damage ultra. What in the world? Well, now Geef has stun immunity and plus one power, so I don't think he has to care about Sword of Destruction anymore. Wait, Geef's supposed to move one or two because he crit. Oh, drew the block from the top. That's not how it works. Oh, you did now. All right. Yep, and then he boosted super armor, and then he drew block. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Geef does have to take. Yeah, Geef does have the shortest side of the board, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Man, I still can't believe what happened last turn. If we do a reading play like that, you want to set up something big, right? Like, why not just go for the Hail Mary Sword of Destruction if you want to come back, instead of playing the Grasp, the Try, and Big Brain Zeus to play something fast? I don't get it. I don't think Zeus was respecting Sword of Destruction at all, considering he dropped a bunch of fast options. So, that was just a disastrous turn for New. Eating 6 while Zangief only takes 1. Just a terrible turn. And now with Geef having stun immunity, Sword Destruction no longer becomes an option for her. Because Geef will just be stun immune and hit back. And he has the life to take it. Can't help but be a little bit disappointed by how that turned out, but it happens. I think new Poltergeist just did not want to take his big opportunity he had to come back in the game. Because what would have happened there, since Zeus played crit and played double lariat, was New would have hit back for, I mean, Geef, uh, yeah, instead of New being at 1 and Geef being at 18, Geef would take 10 damage because he has tree armor. So Geef would be at 9 HP, while New would be at 7. That makes a world of difference. Actually, no, Geef would be uh, 10 HP. Yeah, Geef was at okay, Geef was at 18. Yeah, so Geef would be at 10 HP after eating Sword Destruction because he has tree armor and would be stunned. And New would take nothing, so she would be at 7. That would have been such a big turn. But now the window opportunity for New has basically disappeared, fortunately. Okay, best New can do to salvage the situation is to try create some distance here. And then try and zone Geef out. Still has tree gauge to overdrive, but it's still dire. Okay, Geef electing to prep. This New prep as well? I'm not sure, I missed it. Maybe she did. Alright, Geef moving to race 3, where her UA turns off. New's UA turns off, and he has stun immunity, so he doesn't give a shit. So he can play stuff like Banishing Flat. I think he had a Banishing Flat. Did he? I can't remember now. You can play stuff like Banishing Flat or Assault to just tank and come in. Alright, this could be the Super Rage for the push if he doesn't want to. Okay, yep, Super Rage. So Geef will take 3. And then Geef has stun immunity, so we'll close 2 and add that to gauge. So actually a totally fine exchange for Geef because he closes to range 2 and this does go to gauge. However, I think New is still holding on to that Calamity Sword. So Geef has to be mindful of that. Maybe Geef by now. No, he doesn't. Oh, okay, he has reach. Oh, gains extra range now strike with an unknown card. Uh-oh, does New have blocks? Did she drop both blocks? I feel like she dropped one block, but maybe she has another. And this crits? Oh, dearie me. Oh, is this the... Wait, is this Spinning Pile Driver? Okay, if this is Spinning Pile Driver, crits, then New can call that out. I'm pretty sure... This has to be Spinning Pile Driver, right? Unless this is a new card I don't know about. I am not the best card counter today, sorry. I was keeping track of some cards. Oh god, she just wall swinging. No! She had the answer. It was the Spinning Pile Driver that Geef has shown a long time ago. And that is game. Oh, that's messy. Poltergeist did have an out if Poltergeist kept track of cards, but unfortunately, that wall swing was not doing him any favors. And yeah, game goes to Zeus Assassin. That was pretty risky there. That reach was still risky because it's. Wait, why did Zeus crit there? Critting would not have gained extra stats unless he's bluffing. Huh. And I'm pretty sure this being Pal Gyro was known. But anyway, well, that's it for the game. Congrats to Zeus. I think Poltergeist made some mistakes there, but did have big opportunities that he missed to just blow up Geef. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.